The top 7 vitamins to strengthen your legs. Picture waking up each day with legs that feel energized, strong, and stable. No more cramping, no more muscle weakness, and no more fear of falling or losing your equilibrium. Nutrition is the key to maintaining your level of independence, confidence, and physical activity. The 7 most potent vitamins and minerals that will keep your legs strong and unstoppable are being revealed today. These vital nutrients can significantly impact your daily mobility and well-being by enhancing muscle performance, preserving bone density, and enhancing circulation. This is the video for you if you enjoy dancing, taking walks in the park, or just being independent. Please let me know where you're coming from today before we begin. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have and leave a comment below. Additionally, remember to click the subscribe button and enable notifications so you don't miss any of Senior Health Tips' top health advice. Together, let's create a stronger, healthier future. Let's start by discussing vitamin D. Our bodies inevitably change as we get older. Bone density decreases, muscle mass decreases, and once easy actions can become more challenging. A vitamin D deficiency is one of the most often disregarded causes of this decrease. Brittle bones aren't the only issue. This vitamin is essential for maintaining healthy, balanced, and powerful legs. Let's examine why vitamin D is the most crucial mineral for older adults' leg strength, and how consuming enough of it can improve mobility and general health. Our skin's ability to synthesize vitamin D from sunshine decreases with age. Even worse, a lot of seniors spend less time outside because of changes in their lifestyle, mobility issues, or skin damage concerns. The outcome? A common weakness that subtly weakens muscles, making legs unsteady and feeble. Low vitamin D levels have been repeatedly linked to muscle weakness and an increased risk of falls in the elderly, according to studies. Seniors with adequate vitamin D levels actually had stronger muscular fibers, better coordination, and enhanced balance, which made them less likely to have injuries or fractures, according to research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism. On the other hand, people with a deficiency lost muscle mass more quickly, which made it harder to do even simple tasks like getting out of a chair or climbing stairs, although bone health and calcium absorption are undoubtedly crucial. Vitamin D is more than that. By increasing protein synthesis and boosting neuromuscular communication, this supervitamin has a direct effect on muscle function. Consider it a source of energy for your leg muscles. They find it difficult to function at their best without it. Vitamin D is essential for sustaining fast-twitch muscle fibers, which are necessary for balance and speedy reflexes, according to research. By enabling the legs to react quickly when balance is impaired, these fibers prevent falls. These muscle fibers degenerate in the absence of sufficient vitamin D, increasing the risk of injury and resulting in weaker contractions and slower reaction times. Vitamin D has also been shown to lessen muscular tissue inflammation, which helps seniors who suffer from persistent leg stiffness and discomfort. It may come as a surprise to many who have recurrent cramps, stiffness, or unexplained leg pain because boosting vitamin D levels might provide substantial relief. Ignoring a vitamin D deficiency can lead to a number of major health issues, not only weaker legs. The most concerning, fractures and osteoporosis. Calcium cannot be efficiently absorbed in the absence of adequate vitamin D, resulting in brittle bones that are extremely prone to breaking. Mobility and independence could be severely impacted if a small slip and fall develops into a significant fracture. A lack of vitamin D has been connected to decreased immunity, heart disease, and cognitive decline in addition to bones and muscles. Elderly people who don't get enough vitamin D may experience weak legs and a higher risk of developing chronic illnesses, which will further lower their quality of life. What is the answer then? The good news is that maintaining ideal vitamin D levels is easy and can have transformative effects. These are the best methods for increasing vitamin D and maintaining stable, strong legs. Exposure to sunlight. A natural boost can be obtained by just spending 15 to 30 minutes in direct sunlight, ideally in the morning or late afternoon. Maximize absorption by exposing your arms and legs, but use sunscreen sparingly as it can prevent the synthesis of vitamin D. Foods high in vitamin D: fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, fortified dairy, egg yolks, and mushrooms can all help increase overall consumption, even though diet alone might not be sufficient to satisfy daily needs. Supplements. A vitamin D pill is crucial for many elderly people, particularly those who don't spend much time outside. For the best bone and muscular health, the majority of experts advise 800-1,000 IU daily. Nevertheless, under medical supervision, greater dosages can be required for individuals with severe deficiencies. A straightforward blood test might shed light on your vitamin D levels if you're unclear. Since vitamin D deficiency is so important in preventing fractures and falls, many doctors now regularly check for it in older persons. 2. Calcium. Seniors are more prone to fractures because they gradually lose bone mass, unlike younger people whose bones are still actively reconstructing. The legs are especially at risk from this. Stress fractures in the lower limbs, hip fractures, and femur breaks are some of the most dangerous injuries that older persons can sustain. When bones lack the essential calcium reserves, a little fall that may have seemed harmless in youth can cause months of recuperation or even permanent loss of mobility. The function of calcium, however, extends beyond bone strength. It plays a crucial role in muscle contraction as well. Every action depends on the intricate interaction of calcium ions and muscle fibers, from walking to getting out of a chair. Muscle contraction is triggered by calcium, which guarantees regulated fluid movement. Muscles may cramp, feel weak, or be unable to produce the force required to maintain stability if they don't get enough calcium. This explains why leg cramps, slow mobility, and a general decrease in muscle endurance are common in people with calcium shortage. Therefore, how can you make sure your body is receiving adequate calcium? Dairy items like cheese, yogurt, and milk are still among the best sources, but there are other possibilities as well. Excellent sources of calcium include leafy greens, bok choy, kale, almonds, tofu, sardines, and fortified plant-based milks. Variety is the key. Better bone maintenance and consistent absorption are ensured by including a variety of calcium sources in your diet. But calcium from food alone might not always be enough, particularly for people with dietary limitations or problems with absorption. This is where calcium supplements might be helpful, especially when paired with vitamin D, which improves the body's absorption of calcium. More isn't necessarily better, though. Although calcium is necessary, too much of it, especially from supplements, can cause kidney stones, artery-clogging calcium deposits, and digestive problems. Finding the ideal balance is essential. It is advised that older persons get 1,200 mg of calcium per day, ideally from a mix of natural foods and supplements when needed. Movement is a crucial component of calcium's efficacy in addition to ingestion. Walking, resistance training, and even a little jogging are examples of weight-bearing activities that promote bone remodeling and help move calcium into the muscles and bones where it is most required. Even a sufficient calcium intake is insufficient to completely strengthen the skeletal system in the absence of activity. Not only can a lack of calcium weaken bones, it deprives people of their freedom to go around, partake in their favorite activities, and keep their independence. Calcium is essential for healthy bones and muscles, which are the foundation of a life full of mobility, stability, and self-assurance. 3. Vitamin B12. Although calcium and protein are frequently discussed in relation to leg strength, few people are aware of the critical role vitamin B12 plays in neuromuscular function. It is in charge of maintaining nerve health, which guarantees that the electrical impulses that pass through your spinal cord and into your legs continue to be precise and powerful. Your muscles won't get the proper messages without it, which causes weakening, instability, and a gradual loss of motor control. Unsurprisingly, one of the most prevalent signs of a B12 shortage is fatigued, heavy legs, frequently accompanied by tingling or numbness. Here's the issue, though. The prevalence of vitamin B12 insufficiency in older persons is startlingly high. The absorption of vitamin B12 is heavily reliant on intestinal function, in contrast to other vitamins that can be stored in fat or absorbed through a variety of foods. For the body to take vitamin B12 from food, it needs enough stomach acid and a unique protein known as intrinsic factor. The production of stomach acid declines with age, and disorders such as acid reflux, gastritis, and even prolonged antacid use can worsen absorption. There is a gradual but noticeable loss of this vital nutrient when you combine it with the fact that many elderly people unintentionally eat diets low in foods high in vitamin B12. B12 insufficiency has far more serious effects than merely making you feel weak. Untreated B12 deficiency can cause irreparable nerve damage that impairs reflexes, balance, and coordination. The neurological ramifications of a B12 deficiency are actually affecting many seniors who have frequent stumbles, trouble walking, or a feeling that their legs simply don't operate as well as they once did. The decline is completely preventable, but it is frequently so gradual that it is written off as a natural aspect of aging. Fortunately, mobility and energy levels can be significantly improved by raising B12 levels. Seniors who address their insufficiency report measurable gains in leg function, strength, and endurance, according to studies. However, where does this essential vitamin originate? Vitamin B12 is almost entirely contained in animal products, in contrast to many other nutrients that can be derived from plants. Lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy products, and shellfish, especially clams and liver, which are among the richest sources, are the finest sources. B12 fortified foods such cereals and plant-based milk, or B12 supplements, become crucial for people who follow plant-based diets or have absorption issues. The good news? Since excess levels of vitamin B12 are eliminated in urine, it is one of the safest vitamins to take as a supplement. Higher dose B12 supplements, or sporadic injections, are beneficial for many older persons, particularly those who have trouble absorbing it through food alone. Frequent blood test monitoring can assist guarantee optimal levels and stop the progressive loss of leg function that so frequently follows insufficiency. Here's the true lesson though. Being physically strong is only one aspect of having strong legs. They deal with synchronization, response time, and nervous system efficiency. Your legs won't react as they should if your nerves aren't functioning properly, regardless of how much exercise you do. Because of this, keeping your B12 levels in check is one of the most underutilized yet effective ways to maintain your mobility and quality of life as you age. 4. Magnesium works in the background to make sure your muscles get the signals they require to contract and relax smoothly with each step you take. As the primary modulator of muscular activity, it reduces tiredness, promotes endurance, and avoids spasms. Frequent leg cramps at night and restless leg syndrome are two of the most prevalent, but least understood, signs of magnesium shortage. Many elderly people have painful, abrupt leg muscular contractions, especially at night, which interferes with their sleep and makes it hard to get back to their regular routines. This goes beyond simple discomfort. It indicates that the body is having trouble appropriately controlling muscular relaxation. Before we start today, kindly let me know where you're coming from. Feel free to leave a comment below and ask any questions you may have. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications as well, so you don't miss any of Senior Health Tips' best health tips. And if you're watching now, I want to know if you're with me. Type 1 in the comments section if you find this video to be meaningful. Type 0 otherwise. Magnesium is crucial for people who suffer from muscle tension and involuntary spasms, because it helps reduce hyperactive nerve signals and prevent muscles from suddenly tensing up. However, magnesium's function extends beyond muscles. Additionally, it is essential for joint health and bone density. Although calcium is frequently highlighted as being important for bone health, magnesium is necessary for calcium to function properly. By ensuring that calcium is appropriately integrated into bones rather than being deposited in soft tissues, where it may cause stiffness and joint discomfort, this mineral helps control calcium transit. Higher magnesium intake is crucial for overall mobility, because studies have shown that it increases bone strength and lowers the risk of fractures in older persons. The fact that stress, drugs, and bad eating habits can quickly deplete magnesium is one of the main causes of the prevalence of magnesium insufficiency. Proton pump inhibitors, diuretics, and several blood pressure medications are among the many medications taken by older persons that reduce magnesium levels. When combined with diets low in foods high in magnesium, the outcome is a general shortage that subtly erodes flexibility, strength, and endurance. Because of this, many seniors gradually lose their stamina, walking shorter distances, ascending stairs more slowly, and feeling exhausted after performing ordinary tasks. It's a lack of the proper nutrients to support performance, not merely aging. Restoring magnesium levels can improve leg health almost instantly by lowering cramping, boosting vitality, and regaining mobility. Whole grains, legumes, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds are the finest dietary sources of magnesium. Foods high in magnesium, such as avocados, spinach, black beans, pumpkin seeds, and almonds, provide a natural means of preserving bone and muscle health. However, magnesium supplements, particularly magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, which are more readily absorbed by the body, can be a useful option for people who find it difficult to obtain enough from diet alone. Restoring magnesium levels results in a stunning turnaround. The legs of seniors who used to feel heavy and lethargic respond with new vitality. People who experienced frequent muscle cramps or stiffness report feeling better, which enables them to move more freely and sleep better. Because magnesium helps control the neuromuscular connections that allow for steady movement, balance, and coordination also improve. 5. Potassium. Picture getting out of bed in the morning and experiencing a calf cramp right away. Does that sound familiar? One of the most prevalent signs of low potassium levels is muscle cramping. This is because potassium helps to regulate fluids both within and outside of muscle cells, acting as a crucial regulator of muscular activity. Muscles contract uncontrollably when potassium levels fall too low, causing excruciating cramps, particularly in the legs. Furthermore, these cramps can be more than just an inconvenience for elderly people who may already have diminished muscle mass or circulation. They can be incapacitating. However, cramping muscles are only the first step. After standing for a time, have you ever experienced trembling in your legs? Or perhaps you've observed that your gait has become more rigid. In order to provide fluid, regulated motions, potassium is in charge of sending information from neurons to muscles. Low levels can greatly raise your risk of falling because they impair the brain-leg muscles' ability to communicate with one another, resulting in shakiness, weakness, or even trouble elevating your feet correctly. And let's be honest, preventing falls is really important for elders. Potassium has an unexpected function in keeping healthy bones in addition to muscles. It aids in the body's neutralization of acids that, over time, may degrade bone density. According to studies, eating a diet high in potassium may slow down the rate of bone loss, lowering the risk of osteoporosis and maintaining the structural integrity of the legs. In this sense, potassium isn't only about muscular performance. It's also about making sure that your legs' muscles and bones cooperate. How do you make sure you're getting enough potassium to sustain your legs? That's the major concern now. Thankfully, nature has given us a wealth of delectable foods high in potassium. Although they may be the first item that spring to mind, bananas are only the first step. Oranges, beans, avocados, spinach, and sweet potatoes are all great providers of potassium. More potassium can be found in even a basic roasted potato with the skin than in a banana. To ensure that your muscles and bones are consistently nourished, it is important to include a range of these items in your daily diet. Supplements may appear to be a simple solution for people who have trouble getting enough potassium from food alone. What is your actual potassium requirement? Adults should consume 2,600 milligrams for women and 3,400 milligrams for men per day. Usually, a well-balanced diet full of fruits, vegetables, and legumes can help you reach this quantity. However, people with illnesses like kidney disease or high blood pressure that impact potassium levels should closely check their consumption and consult a physician to figure out the appropriate amount. 6. Vitamin K. Calcium and vitamin D frequently take center stage when people consider the vitamins necessary for healthy bones. However, these minerals cannot function well without vitamin K. In contrast to calcium building up in soft tissues or arteries, where it can cause stiffness, poor circulation, and even cardiovascular disease, vitamin K is the vital component that guarantees calcium is deposited in bones where it belongs. To put it another way, vitamin K serves as the traffic controller, directing calcium to the appropriate locations and maintaining the structural integrity and mobility of your legs. For senior citizens, this is even more important. According to studies, people who consume more vitamin K have stronger bones, a lower chance of fracture, and better bone health overall than people who consume less. In order to make bones denser and more durable, vitamin K activates osteocalcin, a protein that binds calcium to the bone matrix. The benefits of vitamin K don't end there, though. It is also a necessary nutrient for healthy muscles and joints. Many people fail to realize that strong bones alone are not enough for healthy legs. They also need flexible joints and muscles that work properly. It has been demonstrated that vitamin K lowers joint inflammation, which can decrease the development of osteoarthritis and ease knee stiffness, a frequent ailment among the elderly. Vitamin K could be the missing mineral that helps relieve pain and keep you moving freely if your knees hurt when you move or feel stiff after sitting for an extended period of time. Weakened leg muscles are frequently associated with poor balance, trouble walking, and an elevated risk of falls. Recent studies indicate that vitamin K supports muscle coordination and strength, especially in older persons. It accomplishes this by controlling the amount of calcium in muscle cells, guaranteeing appropriate contractions, and avoiding the kind of erratic motions that might cause instability. The four most prevalent plant-based sources of vitamin K1 are Brussels sprouts, collard greens, spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. However, fermented foods like natto, fermented soybeans, aged cheeses, and some animal items like liver and egg yolks contain vitamin K2, another potent form of the vitamin, because it remains active in the body for a longer period of time and has a stronger effect in directing calcium into bones rather than arteries. K2 is especially advantageous. Increasing your consumption of fermented foods and green vegetables is the greatest way to naturally raise your vitamin K levels. Even as simple as including a side of sautéed spinach in your meal or a daily portion of kale in a smoothie can have a significant impact. However, supplementation might be a viable alternative for people who have trouble absorbing vitamin K from food, particularly those who have digestive issues or are taking antibiotics for an extended period of time. But prudence is essential because vitamin K has a role in blood clotting and can interfere with blood-thinning drugs like warfarin. It is imperative that you speak with a healthcare provider before increasing your intake. 7. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine, another name for vitamin B6, is significantly more important for muscle and leg strength than most people think. Mobility is influenced by a variety of nutrients, but B6 is crucial for nerve health, muscle regeneration, and making sure the body uses protein efficiently to gain and preserve muscular mass. Without it, even the muscles can deteriorate with time, making even seemingly easy tasks like getting out of a chair or going upstairs feel excessively taxing. The role that vitamin B6 plays in nerve transmission and coordination is among its most underappreciated features. Low B6 levels can cause these signals to become slow or misguided, which can result in tingling, numbness, and even shaky gait. These symptoms are sometimes misinterpreted by older persons as aging-related muscle loss when, in fact, their bodies are just not getting enough nutrition to support healthy neuromuscular function. Vitamin B6 is also essential for reducing muscle tiredness brought on by inflammation. B6 keeps the legs more resilient and flexible by regulating the body's inflammatory reactions, which lessens muscular soreness. Increasing your vitamin B6 consumption could be a game changer if you've been dealing with chronic stiffness or a sluggish recovery after exercise. Vitamin B6 is essential for the synthesis of red blood cells in addition to muscle function. These cells provide the body with oxygen, which powers muscles and gives them the stamina required for prolonged exercise. Lower hemoglobin levels from a B6 deficiency may prevent your muscles from getting the oxygen they need, resulting in early weariness, heaviness, and decreased stamina. Your body may be telling you that you need more B6 if you've ever felt abnormally exhausted after taking quick walks or doing light physical activity. What is the origin of this vital vitamin? Fortunately, B6 is abundant in a wide range of tasty and easily obtainable foods. Good sources include poultry, fish, including salmon and tuna, bananas, potatoes, chickpeas, and fortified cereals. By include these items in your regular meals, you can naturally raise your B6 levels, which will enhance muscle strength and nerve function. B6 supplementation could be required to reach adequate levels for people with dietary restrictions, poor nutritional absorption, or digestive problems. Age and gender-specific recommendations for vitamin B6 intake vary. Older persons generally require 1.5 milligallons for women and 1.7 milligallons for men per day. Although getting B6 from food is usually safe, using high-dose pills in excess should be done carefully because prolonged usage can cause nerve damage. The best course of action is to concentrate on eating a balanced diet full of B6 sources, which will provide a consistent supply without taking any needless risks. Please remember to hit the like button if this video was useful. It really aids in providing you with more insightful stuff. Please leave a comment below with your ideas, queries, or suggestions for the next topic we should discuss. We like hearing from you. To ensure you never miss our most recent health advice and insights, click the subscribe button and enable notifications. See you in the future video and remain informed and healthy.